Yes.
The problem, we'll call it the breakdown. You could call it the pain point, the issue being solved, whatever you want, all you entrepreneurs, whatever terminology you care for. The problem this person is facing is what you said, but say it again, please.
So the problem they're facing is they've had success in the past, and sales are one of two things. They're either stagnant, so they've been going along kind of in the same clip, with maybe a 3 to 8% variance per year for the past 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Or they've just something's happening in their industry. Things change with technology and service offerings, and competition from the markets coming in. So they've seen a decrease in sales, but people still know them as an expert. But because there's so many different services now in the marketplace, that maybe their brand is drowned out a little bit, to use more brand.
Yes.
But they are known as experts, and it could be anything from a financial advisor to a marketing expert or a service provider. I know a few of those clients. I mean, everything from somebody doing rehabbing kitchens on a higher scale, or anything.
Got it. Okay, so we have our person to look at. We've got the breakdown, which is things have slowed down. They are known, but they're not growing anymore. They're not having those results they want to have as far as their business. And one of the things, I love that you just pointed that out, Sean, because one of the things we always talk about is Supertight. So a Supertight brand is just a highly focused brand. It's very specialized. It's compelling. It's sexy. We like to say that for your Supertight brand, when they hear you, their heads turn like little meerkats, when you talk, right? Yeah. What?
What'd you say?
So, yeah, exactly. That's what we're looking for. So what happens a lot of times, because as you said, things are changing so fast, there's a lot of information to tell us now that, again, in 10 more years, there's going to be another huge rise in entrepreneurial activity, meaning about 30% of the population is involved now, about within another 10 years. So you can just imagine what that's doing to the competition. Say
that stat one more time, because it broke up a little bit on my end. What was that stat?
Okay.
30% of people are going entrepreneurial?
But they're saying that 30% of the people, this is in the English-speaking world, I don't know the stats everywhere else, but are involved in some sort of entrepreneurial activity. And in the next 10 years, there will be another 10% rise in that. So the point is, brands that were tight, fun, specialized, moving even 5 years ago, and industries that were moving 5 years ago aren't tight anymore. And so one of the things we ask people to do all the time is, we work on tightening super tight all the time, because it could always get tighter and better.
Right.
And the premise is the more you specialize, the faster you go, especially in today's economy.
Yes.
And with all these people jumping in on things. Obviously, Sean, if you were doing, podcasting and Facebook Live, say even 2 or 3 years ago.
Totally different.
It's a totally different climate than what you're dealing with right now. So it's not that your offer is sloppy or it isn't tight or it isn't good. We're just looking at where can you tighter so that when you talk, your people listen. And not only your people who are coming to you to be famous, but of course your audience. It matters to the audience too, for you and those other people. So we're going to look in one of 3 places. We're going to look at either the avatar, which just means the ideal client or customer, whoever that person is. Can we go tighter there? Can we go tighter in the area of breakdown? For example, let's say we took that 6 to 7 figure earner and we said, okay, instead of the breakdown being that their business isn't growing, we want the breakdown to be that they want to sell the business. And then we would create a tighter offer there. I'm not saying we're going to do that. That's just an example.
Sure.
And then the final circle to look at is the remarkable solution. So how are you putting your stuff together? Yes. How are you putting your stuff together to make them famous? What can we say there, or what can we do there that might make your offer a little bit tighter? So usually, and I I gave you some homework on this ago, and I know you've also been on spring break with your kids, so maybe you didn't have time to work on that. But usually we ask people to start like looking at the avatars. Is always a good place to look. You said 6 to 7 figure income. You said that they are in many different industries. So maybe one question to ask, is that an area, the many different industries part or the 6 to 7 figure part? What would happen, for instance, if you did your broadcast for people in a 7 figure income?
I think that'd have to change a little bit because there are certain things that I could do for them. But quite frankly, if they're really in the 7, even the, if they're over $1 million and they're really at the 1.3 to 1.5 or more, maybe 8 figures, then they should probably be looking at a little different. They'd have a lot different budget, and we could certainly help them. But we'd probably point them in the direction of some of our affiliates and partners and other people that we work with that focus more on that mid-level company, because then they just have different budget availability, and they probably have a larger database. Most of the people for this database, in their database, they probably have somewhere I've seen as low as about 375 people in their database to somewhere which is kind of normal, like around 1,000, maybe 1,500 contacts. Whereas
Hey, Sean?
Yeah, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Sean, sorry to interrupt you. It's getting very staticky over on my end. I don't know how it is for everyone else, but I'm having trouble. I'm
Okay.
getting like every third word.
Okay, maybe I'll talk slower. Here, let me try one thing real quick, and then I'm going to go off camera.
I think it's a technical issue.
Okay, say something really profound while I check something in the back of my camera.
Okay, I'll say something super profound. You guys are awesome. Hi, Lydia Custer. Hi, Kitty Callahan. Hi, Mark Fewsmith. How you guys are doing? Thanks for sticking with us in our latest technology issues. We're talking to Sean Brady. He's in Las Vegas today, and he is a marketing expert. Yeah, Mark's the sound is breaking up big. Let's see what happened there.
How about now? Did that adjust anything?
Yes, it did for me.
Okay, good. Hopefully it did for everything as well.
Yep.
Hi.
Okay.
Hey, Mark. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear him now? Yes, exactly. So what I think I heard about what you just said, Sean, was that the folks at the 7-figure level, they've got different needs, different budget, and possibly a different audience.
Yeah, and I would say they've been consistently into the 7 figures as their business, not only at their income, but for some time. So usually, maybe if they hit $1 million or the 7-figure mark, but then they kind of retracted into the 6-figure arena, then that's probably going to be more of my ideal avatar because that's who I can help more immediately and faster.
Okay, good. So, I mean, again, I can see why, you say 6 or 7-figure income so that the 6-figure people think it's impressive. But one possibility for going tighter is talking about a high 6-figure income.
Correct.
Is, mid to figure. Like, already it's a tighter brand. Already it's like people are like, oh, he's talking about me.
Yes.
So that is one possibility.
Sense. Okay, good. I like that.
Okay, and we're just throwing darts at the board. We don't have to get all serious about this yet. We're just looking.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any industries in particular, you said your avatars come from lots of different places. Are there any industries in particular where you feel like they can really, really profit very well, like more conveniently off their podcast and Facebook fame over getting well known as experts? And also maybe areas that you really love working with. So, is there any way to break it down somewhat by industry instead of having it be everybody?
I was thinking about this, and Ellen, you know me a little bit, so you know that I'm kind of all over the place with my, channels or lanes. If Steve Albers was here, he would say lanes. There's a lot of different interests, but and to begin to narrow it up, it's probably service-based. They have some service that they provide to people. So I think of marketing, I think of real estate brokerage, which I have a lot of facility with. I have, or real estate related things, like I mentioned, the remodeling companies, that are focusing on a higher end product. But then, we also have Medici Media Space and Medici Marketplace, which is, really marketing agencies, and it's just helping those services get more traction and fame. So kind of where I was thinking of is, and maybe this is where you could help go, maybe taking a step back, for the income, should we have it be focused on the owner instead of, because, in real estate, you can sell, $3 million a year, and that may or may not, depending on how you sell it, get you right into that six-figure personal earnings arena, right? But if you're selling 10 million, then you should be somewhere in the 300 to 600 per year gross earnings. And so maybe would it make more sense to focus on that gross income to the business owner? Because it's going to be small business, or certainly even if it was a team of realtors, probably not more than a couple, 3 people.
I think what works best is, so first off, Sean, no matter what we say about you, you're still going to get referrals from people who like you and know you and trust you. Like, that's still going to happen.
True.
But as far as a wider audience, you want to think about who are the people who are really in that sweet spot, whose industries you really understand, like marketing, and obviously the housing market, the realtors, all that stuff. Like, that stuff
yes.
well.
Yeah.
And then where are they, like, at a point, because if you come to me and I'm really your person, and I'm here for the service-oriented business, such as, marketing, realty, etc. And then you say, for the person who's at this point and wants to get to this point, and you make me a promise in numbers, and I don't mean that you're saying, oh, well, automatically you're going to go from a 6-figure to a 7-figure income.
Right.
But if you say to me, you're here and you want to go here, and I can help you get to here, that changes things significantly. And if you're specializing in service options, and you mention 2 or 3 of them that you're familiar with, it makes it way easier. Say I overhear you, and I've got a friend who's like your perfect person, who's in that world. Well, I'm going to think of my friend Mark when you talk about the person in marketing, in a marketing service with a 6-figure income. I'm going to think about him right away, because now I know who we're talking about.
Sure.
And I'm much more likely to tell him if you mention something, if you give me some example rather than just saying all businesses, because I actually may not know if my friend is in a 6-figure. I don't know what my friend's gross is.
Right. And they may not want you to know.
And they may not want you to know, exactly. But if I am either the person, your avatar, I will know because of the number you're putting in. And if I'm the friend, I will know because you're mentioning a service. So I think that might be a really nice way to experiment. And again, you can experiment with this offer before you go and change everything on paper. You could devote a few weeks to this, for example, and just try it on. And specialize temporarily, so to speak. Like, hey, it's April, it's May.
Right.
And it's marketing month.
Right.
Marketers, blah, 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 and then really speak to them.
Yeah, the people who've, raised their hand saying that they need help the most have been lately, so there's a couple different categories, right? There's the attorneys, and they're smaller firms, so they probably don't have more than, 10 or 12 people in their firm. But they're working on some awesome things, but they need to expand. So that's that could be one category. Another one could be the financial advisors I work with, and they're always looking from, even if they they have different fiduciary responsibilities, but there's some that really want to, they really are really great at what they do, but nobody knows that. Like you mentioned your friends, it's like their friends don't know. They know that they're a financial advisor or they're a realtor, and they just don't know how great they are because they don't think of them that way.
Right, and they don't talk that way around their friends.
They don't talk that way. Exactly.
That's great. Yeah, strangely enough, we should think that way. Yep.
So how long would you recommend that we kind of test out different focused arenas, like in the Supertight? You said a couple, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I was thinking, so let's say you've got the lawyers and you've got the fiduciary, the financial people.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say, just for fun, you create, and again, I'm talking about your same basic offer that you're already doing.
Yes.
But you put a couple bells and whistles on it simply to speak to them and to show them you get their world.
Yes. Okay.
You understand their world, and this offer, in addition to being a damn good offer for anyone in that high six-figure position, has some special bells and whistles for you.
Yes.
Because you're a person, Sean, which would work for you because you understand, the realtors, you understand the financial people, you understand the marketing people.
Yeah.
And if you're hanging out with a lot of lawyers, you understand them. So the point is, when it comes down to the offer, you could have the offer be basically the same, but it's got a slightly different name, and you're running a special. It's a special this month, and I don't mean that necessarily there's some great discount, but we'll find some special way to speak that this month, I'm really committed to, again, the lawyers with this particular project going on. I happen to have, and again, now you've got a tighter offer even than lawyers.
Right.
You've got 2 or 3 people you work with who are doing cool things, and you want to really support people like that.
Right.
I would say try it for 3 to 4 weeks as far as getting people in the door, and then have the conversation, see what happens, see what the transaction looks like as far as continuing with them. But the thing is, Sean, can I tell my backstory real quick about my passion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So when I'm an escaped academic. I was an English professor, and when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, I was trying to make the escape from academia. And I wondered if there was anyone else in the world who would pay to have me read and talk about books. I was an English teacher, English professor. And we wound up creating an offer with a friend of mine for people in book clubs, people in reading clubs. And at the time, there was about 10 million people in the English-speaking world in book clubs, and nobody had really discovered them yet as a financial power. So we created resources for them that were only for them, that weren't for other people reading books. They were just for the book club people, and for a very specific type of person in a book club. And as a result, very quickly, I was the local news book girl. I was on public radio. I was on we were on the Early Show.
Oh, wow.
We did consulting for the Oprah Winfrey Book Club.
Wow.
My point is always to people when we're doing this work, listen, if you can find a select group of people who feel a little left behind, a little ignored, a little like nobody has a special offer for me, or I have to fit myself in to someone else's something, and you take your basic offer and you create it just for them, articulate it for them, that's where speed and power comes.
Yeah.
Because those people will love you so much, and they will tell their friends in other places. And so, again, as time went on with that book club offer, we created it over time for many different kinds of book clubs, because there's actually several different kinds. But to start with, we hit up the hostesses who were really nervous about having book club at their house, and they just wanted to have a good party.
Right.
And those were the people with the highest level of desperation. At Supertight, Mark and I love to look at people's level of desperation because that's an amazing point to intersect with them. And then, of course, their ability to pay, which is also important.
Right.
But again, just doing that, just starting to specialize your offer for a couple of those audiences, doesn't mean you can't do anything else. It doesn't mean that you have to stop talking to everyone else. Yeah, you're just starting to specialize. But what would you do? What would you do if all of a sudden you had 100 small law firms of 10 to 15 people who were in the high six figures wanting to take it up a level, and they all wanted to pay you?
Right.
Would that be so terrible?
No.
And would you manage, would it be okay with you to maybe take a little time off from some of your other people to really focus on these folks and creating a special world for them? So, again, you don't have to just do this one thing, but we're talking about do what you're doing, but choose one area to specialize in for a little bit and give it some legs.
Yes.
And you could have the same basic remarkable solution offer for the lawyers and the financial people, for example.
Sure.
Have a slightly different name, again, right now it's the Sean Brady Show. We got to work on that in just a minute. Have a slightly different name for it, but then, a different subheading.
Right.
And then really work on it for those two at the same time. And it wouldn't have to be that different.
Right.
It's, but again, it's just a matter of speaking to them. If you talk to them like they're special, they will come. And if they're lost in a world of, I don't know how special I am to this person or his audience, they'll find somebody else, perhaps, who's got a bigger audience than you.
Right.
They may not be that special to them. So anyway, that's just one area to look at. Let's look at this remarkable solution. Can we look at what exactly you said, but say again what you're doing for these people to get them famous in their own world.
So what I do to get them famous in their database is what I actually do is I sit down and interview them as they're the subject matter expert, and as I interview them, I kind of put them up on a pedestal, doing like we do our deep dive first. We go in, but we always do it live, just like we're doing live right now. So it's always off the cuff, in the moment, and unedited as the platform that I choose to play with. And so we record it on a podcast like I'm doing now, and then I shoot a Facebook Live video while we're doing now, and then we also save that video so that we can they can repurpose all that content in other mediums, whether it be a blog or a future post or just informational like your top 10 FAQs. So all these things are coming up. That's what I actually do, but it's the way I do it that it makes a difference, of course.
Okay, so you help them create content.
Yes.
You help them create multiple streams of content from basically a single resource where they get to really show their adorable personality and incredible authority and wonderful mastery, and then you show them how to use those different pieces of content in their world. Where does this stuff get broadcast and shown? In their network?
It's in my network and in their network as well. So just like people can see you on Facebook right now, and if they
can? Oh, shit!
Exactly! So I'm on, and you're on, and so my network can see this, and your network can see it, and that doubles our network. But then also the reach of the podcast, we have a recording which can go out at a future time. So we record all these episodes so that we'll do the first couple live, but then all the other ones will subsequently be recorded, just video and the podcast. So we can have, some people love to listen in their car, and what we find is that people will binge listen or binge watch a lot of those videos or listen to the podcasts.
Wow.
And yeah,
oh my gosh,
it's pretty cool.
People, I binge listen to hip hop, but I admire their dedication. I just want to say hello really quick to Jessica Lohman, who's a Supertight friend from Germany. So
awesome.
We're
international.
We're international, and she's an amazing marketer. She's working with a really cool offer a marketing offer for ethical brand marketing.
Ooh, I like
So
that.
she's working with clients who have beauty and apparel and clothing companies that are ethical and sustainable and do not harm animals or children. And
Oh, I like it.
teaching those companies as they come up how to do actual marketing strategy versus having their cousin Tony do it because he really knows a lot about social media. So anyway, shout out to her. She's awesome. Awesome. You guys would really like each other, by the way.
I like her already.
Yeah, she's so cool.
And
So
you know,
Sean,
I see Maureen Hughes on here watching, and Michael Tobin. Hi, guys. But Maureen, she's in Medici Media Space with me, and she's got a cool offer as well. I mean, I actually thought when we're talking about attorneys, how cool would it be for her to, you know, do some co-branding together, and almost like what she has is she's a Thai yoga practitioner, but she has a very dynamic background in medicine, trained as an MD, and spoke to biotech companies, but then completely went the other way to more holistic healing. And so they probably should, our friends should hook up.
they should, and it sounds like there's some super tight stuff like waiting to happen there.
Absolutely.
Like when you hear different worlds coming together, that always makes my ears perk up because
Right.
I'm like, ooh,
I know.
this sounds like something we're analyzing. Mark says that we're bad at Nationwide. Seems
Yes.
top, and he's so right.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I think with your show, Sean, the Sean Brady show, I think with the Remarkable Solution piece we want to work on there probably just because that's the simplest one we could take on. Now, folks at home, in order to tighten all three pieces of Sean's offer, obviously we would need to put a little bit of work in. Right now we're just, yes, exactly. Right now we're kind of, we're fluffing, dipping, dunking, as I like to say. We're throwing some crap at the wall, seeing what's next.
Right.
And I will also tell you guys that we are going to do another free workshop for anyone free webinar next Wednesday, April the 11th at 11 a.m. Mountain.
Nice.
And you can find that at supertightbrand.com or Supertight Facebook. If you want to come and workshop your bit, just like we're workshopping Sean's stuff right now. But this is how we get started, is we fly over and look at those three areas. So right now we've started to kind of tighten up Sean's avatar as far as the numbers and the type of business this person is in. I think we could do more there, Sean, as far as like what is the result that we could promise them.
Mm-hmm.
We need to look into that a little deeper. But right now, again, we're just playing. We're just looking.
Right.
And now, one of the things you said before is that the show right now is called The Sean Brady Show. The Sean Brady Show.
Right.
And the subtitle is Famous in Your Network. Is that correct?
Famous in your database, but yeah.
I keep saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Famous in your database.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, do financial people and attorney people, do they think more about databases or networks or platforms, or how would they most likely say that word?
They'd probably think like you along the network, because some of the people, you know, like I mentioned, the financial advisor comes to mind, or a few of them. It's like they're really good at what they do, but some of their greatest friends, and this happened to a realtor friend too, you know, they're excellent at what they do, and then all of a sudden one of their best friends or relatives that, you know, they talk to frequently, not like they're an estranged relative or something, goes and uses somebody else, you know, another financial advisor or a realtor, or, you know, or their best friend. It's like, well, hold on, you know, it's like, well, how come you didn't think of me? And he's like, they're like, oh, we hang out together. We don't know you as that.
Yes, we play.
I mean, we know, but we didn't think of you that way.
Yeah, we drink craft beer together. That's not what we do. You know what I love about your offer, Sean, that I think is so cool? You know, in the marketing branding world, all the time we talk about, you know, like, and trust. People have to know, like, and trust you. Well, who already knows and likes and trusts you? Your friends.
Right.
But if they're not really aware of your professional identity and power and the shit you've done that's awesome,
right.
I would say probably all of us on this Facebook Live or listening to this podcast, I bet every single person has something they've done that's pretty cool that a lot of their close friends don't even know about.
Right.
Because it just doesn't come up. You don't always want to be talking about yourself in that way.
Right.
So what I love is that you're taking, I'd love to think about as far as the name of your offer. I'd be interested in playing with that whole know, like, and trust. Or something like your best network, your closest network. Like, I'd love to, because really what you're doing is you're taking advantage of the close friendships that you have and that I have, and we're introducing our friends to our friends.
Yeah.
And so people who are listening to us right now aren't listening because, oh my God, Sean Brady and Ellen Malcolm are so famous. They're listening because they know, like, and trust us for some reason.
Right. And thank you, everybody, for doing that.
Yes, or maybe they're just stalking us on Facebook, because, I mean, we don't know. But the point is, they do know us.
Yeah, right.
Whether they like and trust us is another matter, but we're guessing they probably do.
Sure.
So by combining networks, friend networks, and creating a way for me to appear an expert in front of my friends who don't know me that way, and then they give me the power when they're talking to other people who are like, gosh, I've got this cool company, but I'm not really satisfied that
Right.
we're the best brand we could be. Oh, now I know this. What the hell Ellen does. Ellen's always talking about that Supertight brand nonsense.
Supertight, what's that?
That is. But it gives them a chance to see how does this work.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in the name. Like, it could be called, like, even Sean Brady and Friends. Like I don't mind your name being in it.
Okay.
Because our personality, in the same way that Seth Rogen is a personality. I mean,
right.
That's okay, but I want something to suggest the whole, this, because it's beyond database, really. Your offer is not database so much as it has to do with this affinity and liking.
So,
do you know what I mean?
I do, and the thing I was thinking about, and it's kind of been present in my life for some time now, is so networking and relatedness. So that's, if I have a talent or an ability, as I always just relate to people very naturally. Like, I just get into their world, and I know, like, what they're all about, and sometimes it's uncomfortable. People tell me very deep, dark secrets, and I don't know why. But I know I have that ability, and I kind of write it off a lot of the time because, it's just something I've always done, and it's just natural for me. But I know it's unnatural for a lot.
I feel you on this one. It's like one of those gift-curse problems. And first of all, with you, it's because you have the world's best face. Like, nobody could look at that face and not want to confide in it. That is definitely, there's that. But that, the fact that we could make money or accumulate career based on something we've always, which is just relating to people, connecting people, helping them see what's good in what they do, helping them get what's special. I about fell off my chair about 5 or 6 years ago when I finally learned I could earn a 6-figure income having chats with people about what they're already doing and them articulate it better and also like themselves a little bit more while they do it. Like, I can't, it still blows my mind. So I don't regard it as a talent, you're right, but yet it is an ability, and yours, and the way you've put it all together because of your marketing background and your sales background, like, your shit is innately super tight. Like, your shit is so super tight, and now we're just looking for some words to put on it that convey how special it is. And, I mean, honestly, to start with right now, I think it should be called Sean Brady and Friends. I don't mean that's, like, the last thing it could ever be called, but because that's what it's about. Again, I'm not saying go out and get all your logos and fonts and all that shit done with that yet.
No.
But it's really about that. To me, database is too formal a word for what you're talking about. Do you see what I mean?
I do. So what if I played with, I don't know, like Sean Brady network relatedness? or network
Something
with,
like that. Good.
you know, yeah. So there's something there, and I'm not like married to it yet, right? But
no, we're throwing darts. That's all we're
right.
doing. Just talk darts. Yep. So Sean,
yeah.
that's so good because the ultimate phrase or name for your offer, it needs to be something that is both professional and friendly. So when I say Sean Brigby and Friends, well, okay, that's a little bit too friend-oriented, but Sean Brigby and the database, too
formal.
But when you start talking about network and relatedness, okay, now, good, go in that direction.
Right. Huh.
Because what you're showing people how to do is build a business to the next comma, the next digit.
Yeah.
6 to 7 figures through maximizing relatedness.
Maybe. Well, yeah, like add a comma relatedness or something.
Yeah, I
mean, like, you know, you've heard of the 2 comma club, right? You know, it's so for people earning over $1 million, 2 commas in the figures.
Good.
I'm thinking. The brain's working. I haven't even had coffee today.
Yeah, that's good. This is what happens when people really get into this work. Is
yeah.
Like all of a sudden, it just explode in your brain like happy mushroom cloud, bad mushroom cloud. I was thinking about the Flo Rida song where he talks about add another comma to my butt. I mean, yeah, it's that piece there. Oh, yeah, Mark Fusman says that's a reference of property there.
Oh.
I think the 2 comments.
There, yeah.
But this is great. Already now, you've gone from being somebody who does Facebook and podcasts to people to have stuff. I'm exaggerating. I'm sure when you buy it.
And you're breaking up a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
You said some cool stuff, but it'll probably be captured if people listen to it again. But if you could say it again, that'd be awesome.
You're going from being a person who does some Facebook podcast stuff for business people that helps them digitally promote to, for example, you know, attorneys and financial people seeking to go from 6 to the 7 mark. Why not, you know, speak to the network you already have and get related and maximize your business based on the people you already know.
Right.
Something like that. Again, it's thank you, Mark. He said I'm clear.
Thanks,
here.
Mark.
I try to be clear everywhere, but that doesn't always happen. But again, to Mark, when we continue this work, Sean, we're going to dig deeper into each of those pieces.
Oh, nice.
But can you start to see how it could be a tighter offer without you having to change your entire freaking world?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a few subtle shifts, right?
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And you could, again, within the offer you already have, feature a special offer and play with it a little bit, get out there in front of people with it, and then let it develop some legs. It doesn't mean you never, ever get to talk to anyone else other than attorneys and financial people.
Right.
But it does mean you could start to specialize, and especially the people who are ringing that doorbell already.
Right.
And I love the idea, and we can't promise it yet because we don't know, but I love the idea of the whole thing about you're at 6 figures wanting to go to 7.
Yeah. Or 7 consistently.
Yes. Yeah, because that's really badass because it implies they're in high 6.
Yeah.
It implies that point, like they're almost there and they want to break through. And you don't have to promise that through your offer this will happen, but if you say that you're speaking to those who are seeking to do it. And then imagine, Sean, if you could do a couple of case studies and you could show a couple of times that because of their interaction with you, the 6-figure managed relationships they have and relatedness they had already, and then they went to 7.
Yeah.
Like, if if that happened a couple of times, partly because people just maximized relationships they had and you had, because I think the pain point that a lot of people live with, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, a lot of folks who are busy professionals, like the whole idea of maximizing and profiting from social media is so exhausting.
Yeah.
Because now I have to go get 100,000 followers and I have to go do this and that. I mean, how do people in your world, are people in your world, do they have a lot of free time to manage social media?
They do not.
No, they do not.
I don't have a lot of free time to manage social media.
No,
and the biggest thing is content. I actually outsource it to people like Mish Hancock, and I have virtual assistants that help me with all these things. And it's there's a certain process to it all, and people need a lot of help with it. It was it's in the same vein, but we put together an event for realtors, and one of the draws was new social media insights, specifically for the real estate market. And nobody showed up, and nobody really wanted to come because they're like, oh, I'm so inundated with social media stuff already from my broker, from industry, like their associations, and all those things like that, where it's now become a burden, even though it's something that could help their business, because they're trying to DIY it instead of outsourcing a lot of that stuff.
Now, that's what's so brilliant about you, because all they have to do is come and have a fun talk with their friend Sean.
I take them out to coffee or breakfast or lunch.
Yeah.
How fun is that? Topgolf is opening up. I can do that.
Oh, hell yeah. And then you show them how to brag on themselves a little bit, so they don't look like they're bragging, because you brag for them.
Exactly.
And then they access your network and their network, and people find out who they really actually are.
Right.
That's about getting more deeply related to people you already know, not about adding 50,000 people who do not give a F-U-C-K about you.
Yes.
I mean,
correct.
Do you agree? I mean, Mark and I were talking about this yesterday. Like, so many people are so focused on the numbers, but they don't really understand the engagement part. Like, I barely understand it. I'm just now learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I love the idea of tightening the avatar. So this is the holy trinity of Supertight brand, Sean, which is what we're going to be covering in our webinar. We look at these three areas. So first, the avatar. Who's the ideal client? Number one, we just tightened that. Two, what's the breakdown they're experiencing? And in your case, we decided we're going to play with the idea of the breakdown being 6-figure, need to go to 7, can't get there, don't have time to do any more marketing, social media nonsense.
Right. Well, and I even thought of, go ahead. Number 3.
And the remarkable solution is your show and the way you break it up and create the content for them.
Right.
And about quality engagement, like Mark just said. And we'll keep working on the name of this thing so that they understand it's about deeper connection with people they already like.
Right. And that like them. It's mutual. It's a mutual liking, right?
Yes.
And but now they can engage them in a new way. I love the what you and Mark are talking about is, real engagement. It's authentic. It's real. It's there's a relatedness and connectedness there that I know everybody wants, especially inside of their with their clients and customers and everybody they are.
Yeah.
And I think they want that too. They want to know them better.
Yeah, I think people, especially in this time period when we're all so spread out and overwhelmed, we talked about last time that we have more bits of information happening to us in 30 days than our grandparents did in 30 years.
Yes.
And the human body, the biological emotional system, I don't think was created for that. I think we were created to have deeper connection, not smattering of, crappier connection.
Right.
So Sean, I think next steps for you, first off, I hope that you will consider joining us in the workshop next week, or doing one of our courses, whatever, so that we can go a little tighter on this. I think we've got a good beginning.
Yes.
And then Mark did pin up, guys, if you're interested, you can come workshop your brand for free next Wednesday at Mountain Time. And you can sign up for that at supertightbrand.com or also our Supertight Facebook page. But basically, what we're trying to demonstrate here is that all y'all got great offers, but if you specialize, you go fast. And it's hard for somebody like Sean Brady, who loves everybody and loves all these things and just loves being involved in all these things, to pick something.
Right.
And tighten up. But I predict that wherever you are, Sean, in the high 6 going towards 7, I think that will happen a lot faster if you are willing to take the shit that you already know a lot about and go deeper in that lane.
Right.
And I think you would, a lot of times, Sean, people talk about, you didn't say this, but a lot of clients say, well, but then I'll be bored, or I'll be limited, or I'm cutting these people out, or whatever. I'm like, well, when you have all that money and freedom to enjoy fun things and get to know one group of people a little bit better, I feel like you'll survive.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do Supertight for any business type in the world, but I love my mission-minded solopreneurs because, you guys are the bomb.
We're fun.
And you're a lot of fun, and I'd rather hang out with you and work on this world. I get offers from people all the time who are like, hey, can you help me with my retail? Can you help me with my multi-level marketing? No, I don't. I could, but I don't really understand your world.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's more fun hanging out with people when I understand their world and find a way to make it better.
That's
awesome, Sean. Okay, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you. This has been super helpful. And I'll definitely be on the, hopefully Lori is watching somewhere in the world, and my signature virtual assistant. And let's make sure we get that on my calendar so that we are good to go, great to go.
Yeah, I want to work on some next steps for you. We don't have to do it right now in front of all the folks.
Okay.
Because it gets a little technical, but I've got some future homework for you. And it is I'd love for you to go ahead and create a character.
Oh.
You're a writer, and create a character based on an attorney avatar.
Okay.
Create a character based on a financial avatar. And then create a character, you can just do those two if you want, but if there's another one, like the realty one or the marketing one.
Yeah.
Who's your third person, your third favorite?
So there's certainly the marketing people, and I was a real estate broker for 13 years, but I really sold security, so I kind of lump those two in the same category sometimes.
Okay.
Because when I think of fiduciary responsibility and accountability, I kind of lump them into the same group, even though they're completely different. And then,
Can you create a character for me based on people you know, based on or know of, that represents an avatar for realty, an avatar for finance, an avatar for marketing, and an avatar for attorneys?
Sure.
Because what I want to do, Sean, is I want to see some choices for these people. I want to see who we know based on a deeper look into their lives.
Sure.
Who is the most desperate, the most aware of the situation, the most able to pay, and the person, I just want to be able to rank them.
Right.
I want to say, here, this person is like the total sweet spot, and these other people are going to be great too, but let's just start with one offer for this person. And in order to do that, we need to go deeper into the world of it and see, because once we kind of create a profile for each of them, Sean, we'll be able to tell with more insight who's really ready to go on this.
Cool.
And pay you what it's worth. By the way, what is the price tag range for this? Because I'm sure some people watching from my end are going to want to know what the price tag range is.
Sure. So there's 3 price points. One is, if they're interested and they want to do a one-off, because there's a lot of the hardest part is the relatedness part and figuring out how to really share them with their own communities. So if it's just a couple episodes, that's going to be, I have that priced at currently in the $400 range, and that basically gets the sit down and 2 episodes. If maybe 3, and they're not long episodes, so that's about 15 minutes of content, and then I have a 3-month program where we release things over 3 months. It doesn't take 3 months to do, but we do the same relatedness, and then we have, again, depending on time, it works out to be about 18 to 22 episodes over those 3 months. So there's kind of a drip campaign, and we immediately have a base of at least 6, probably 8 episodes, so that when we post it out there, if we'll take you for an example, if it was Ellen's podcast, then instantly you'd have at least 6 or 8 episodes, and people could binge listen to those.
Okay.
And then the video.
Specific topics that are of interest to my audience. Okay.
Exactly.
Got it. How much is that one, Sean?
That one's priced at $4,000, and depending on how we know each other, or how you came to me, it can be discounted from there.
Okay. And those are the 2 offers, or there's a third?
The third one is I'm still playing with, but that's where I have to definitely do more. It's more on a group or corporate level, where I have to meet with multiple people within that business. So like take the attorney firm, where they might have 3 or 4 partners. Those are 3 or 4 separate interviews, and so there's just more work to be done. And
Right.
I haven't put a dollar figure on that yet, but it's going to be closer to.
Working on it.
I'm working on it right now. I think we had it priced at 8 to 12, depending on how many people needed to be interviewed and how many separate category episodes. Because like the attorney firm, usually if they have 4 partners, each partner has a separate practice,
Okay.
or not a separate practice. It's the same company, but a specialization inside of
I
that.
understand.
Right.
Yeah, a practice within a practice.
Correct.
Because of their. Okay. I'd love to talk about also next time.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about raising the price on your central offer.
Okay.
Offering a little bit more, like as not more work, but possibly just a couple more components, because I think your price tag is too low. I'm worried that people aren't going to think you're as good as you are.
Okay.
But again, if we're talking about high 6 going into 7,
Right.
and building that. Woo! Sorry.
Look out.
Sorry, everyone. What did I just do? Sorry, I just dropped my phone. That was a little journey down to my lap there. I think it would be really good to look at that too. So that's another thing we can look at. But like Sean, you're crushing it, and you've tapped into something so primal. And for anybody who is still watching, that tapping into that emotion, instead of telling people that they have to run around and meet a bunch of new people,
They do not.
why not just go deeper with people you already like, so they can find out more about you and already like you. I think you're onto something really brilliant here today. So we should play with this some more.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to it. And
Well, thank you so much, Sean,
and I'll register for your seminar right straight away.
What's that?
I'll register for the webinar next week straight away.
I would really appreciate that. I would love to have your eye as a marketing and sales and relatedness expert.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you on there and watch me do this, like what we just did kind of in depth. I'm going to be doing Fast and Furious with
Yes.
like 2 or 3 people. I'd love to have your eyeballs on it and give us some feedback and evaluation. How well are we connecting with people in a very short period of time?
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
love that.
Awesome.
Thank you, Sean Brady.
2 thumbs up.
Thank you, Mark Smith.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Ellen. I really appreciate you.
No problem.
Love your
I'll
stuff.
connect with you, and we'll look at the next steps for what we know we can do with you.
Okay. Perfect. Sounds great.
Awesome.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. And like we love to say, we'll see you on social media.
Woo!
Have fun out there. Catch you soon. Bye-bye. Let's see here. Post. And that's a wrap. That was Ellen Moore of Supertight Brand. Thank you all for listening.